So normally at the start of the podcast, Tom, I'll go to the about section on the website because you normally have a little bio. My name's Luke and I'm this. Yours had nothing. So I went to YouTube, still nothing. Went to Instagram, TMC10. So someone...
You don't have about me though, do you?
I have it on the PTC website.
I
didn't write it. Laura wrote it.
I don't think I should put it in there though. Have you got one, Gordon? About me?
Yeah, he's got a classic one.
I'm not putting it in
goes in. No, I think it's better you don't have it because it's mystery.
It's like that awkward interview question. Doesn't tell me a bit about yourself.
Yeah, because a part of me is like, but I don't want you to. If someone asked you, so like someone in authority, and you're like, actually, this person could do something for my brand here, and they're like, right, Tom, just tell me a bit about yourself. Tell me a bit about TM Cycles. What would your first instinct be, like, response?
I always find it hard because I still don't like differentiate myself from like the average Joe that just works anyway. So for me, when I get, and they've asked me on previous podcasts, like, oh, what'd you say? And I I'm become a YouTuber. I like raving, I like training, bodybuilding, and filming. It's just, do you know what I mean?
So when it's about us, it's like more like what I like to do.
Rather
than I've done this. I've done that.
Yeah, like there's nothing, but like I'm not gonna.
Plus, you put yourself out there on YouTube anyway, so it's like
people
it's
know.
not as if you only do written content or you're not open about who you are, what you do, and what you like and what you dislike. So yeah, I get it. Right, let's get down to the show. I'm gonna have my phone because I want to be professional. I ain't got Snapchat or anything on there. How did you get into fitness? Like, what was your journey? Like, why fitness? Why not something else?
I've always been into fitness. It was swimming from an early age. Then I got relatively competitive at that, and then I went into cricket. And then just about the time that I was going for sort of Kent Surrey trials is when bodybuilding started to take over a little bit in terms of frequency of training. So it was a case of one or the other. And like my dad's, you know, he's well into cricket, so I think he was a bit disappointed when I did choose to go down that route. But now my younger brother's doing very, very well. So
he's in cricket.
Yeah.
So Rob's like, actually, I've got one of them.
He's like Dr. Dish, 6'8". He's 16. He's massive.
Yeah, I remember you saying.
He's huge, and then at that point when the frequency of bodybuilding took over, is when I started to get into actual like fitness, stereotypical.
When did you realise actually I want to get paid for doing something fitness related?
When we started working together at Lewisham College, and when I saw your success from, I think you was doing like the 8 to 10, 12 week packages.
Yeah, the body transformation stuff.
And you just do the typical online coaching thing of, if I get 10 clients, 100 quid, it's $1,000.
Yeah,
do you know what I mean?
And $1,000 when you're 19, 20. Like,
yeah, of course. And then we did that for a year, and I think we were using Twitter back then.
Yeah, Twitter was a thing. That's where I got most of my clients in the early days. Tweeted like, we've done a video. Did you actually publish that?
Yeah, 2 of them.
Is it on
going
YouTube
through your
channel?
tweets? It was like clean eating stuff. I mean, we used to do it all the time. We used to come to yours and you'd have salmon and nuts before we went to Crayford.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And you do the Follow Friday on Twitter.
Oh yeah.
But then
fit tips, #fit tips.
Yeah, and then we were still in contact, but I went to go and work for GNC for like 2 or 3 years.
So let's talk about GNC. What?
Yeah.
let's get into it. Like, it's nothing that'll get you like shit that comes back onto you. Be like, no, you can't do that. Obviously, I know them stories, so feel free if you want to go to them.
Yeah, no, it was 3 years of retail, and the last year was when it was that transition where I was working pretty much 7 days a week. So I was doing Monday, Tuesday. I was travelling to Surrey Keys to work with you on Wednesday. Then Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday I was back at GNC. So I only really got into it because what appealed to me was supplementation.
Yeah.
But then working alongside yourself at Lewisham, I could siphon the supplements that did work from the ones that didn't. Mm-hmm. So when I turned up to GNC and was told to push products that were essentially bogus, it stood a bit weird for me.
Like, I don't really want to be telling people to buy this when this.
But then I used that in my in my armory and built rapport with the customers over the 3 years, because instantly they were like, hold on, this individual, this colleague's supposed to be selling supplements, but he's telling me the ones that don't work and the ones that do. Like instant respect. Yeah. So I've kind of built that model throughout the whole of my whatever career in YouTube or on social media are just building that respect. So people, that transparency, people love it and they feel relaxed around it.
Yeah, because most in the fitness industry, they're all fucking liars, isn't they? Let's be honest.
All of them.
Like, a lot of them will be just posting stuff because that's what they think they
100%.
need to post, or they only show you that post on Instagram. There's no story. There's no like, it's a bit shallow, isn't it? Like they only really give you, like, that's why when they try and do a guide or sell something, they don't get people signing up, because they're very just on the surface. They don't go into more detail, more depth in their own lives, and they're not really open or honest about that. So in regards to obviously GNC, so you thought that's the thing when I created the academy as well. I was getting sick and tired of just teaching the stuff, and I'm going, that's just getting a certificate. That's not going to help you succeed as a personal trainer.
No.
Like, there's more to it, and so it's like you could either complain and whinge that whatever's currently out there is crap, or you can do something about it. So in regards to the GNC, so from them days, it was like, actually, I'm going to be honest with people. I'm going to be transparent. And then obviously you're open about your steroid use, but let's go back to before taking steroids. How long prior to taking steroids was you thinking about actually? Because you was 19 when you took them?
Yeah, late
just
19.
Just after you finished, wasn't it? Because you weren't on them when you was out of college.
No.
How long was you? But then I knew because you was my personal apprentice, we had like 8 apprentices, and then you were my individual one. And I remember we'd look at like scientific papers, and we'd print out the research reviews and stuff like that, and you'd have it in your folder and stuff like that. So you knew that you already sort of saw the value in going beyond what you were being taught at the college with that curriculum. So how long was it that you thought, actually, I want to take steroids?
It's always been, I think whenever you get into bodybuilding, I think it's always in the back of your mind, because it only takes like a relatively smart individual to look at the Mr. Olympias and go, it's not just chicken.
He's not natural.
Yeah, it's not just chicken and whey protein and broccoli that's got him like that.
Yeah.
And then you just type in a simple word of steroids, and then my fascination came about it, and I think it was like 6 months of starting YouTube before then actually going into doing videos about anabolics. And I used to do videos in GNC in the back, slagging off the products that we used to sell. And then that got me in trouble. I nearly lost my job, but thankfully I'm smart enough to worm my way out of it. And then I nearly lost my job again because of the whole anabolic steroid thing, to which I said, well, look, it's not...
Did they actually say you can't be on YouTube promoting anabolic steroids and work for us at GNC?
Pretty much, yeah. To which I ignored, and
I guarantee there was a lot of people that probably who would have worked at GNC, which 100%. Would have been on gear anyway. So it's just that you were...
So they get the job.
Actually, you was actually publishing that on YouTube, which we'll talk about in a bit. But yeah, so how many months did you say before?
I'd say I started YouTube, and then 6 months. I think when we left, good 6 months after Lewisham College, because I started to... I had that time, and we had that time at Lewisham College, probably the most optimal for building muscle, which was... We could eat and train when we wanted, and I sort of had that similar setup. So I was like, but it's one of my biggest regrets taking anabolics far too early. Like, I never had the real correct. Yes, I had some understanding about training and progression and nutrition, but it was far too early to use them.
Yeah, because even at that age, like in the college, say, how many years was you there? Just 1 year?
Yeah, just one. Yeah.
So even when we was training then, and even then I weren't training like. We trained like bros, didn't we? Like,
yeah, of course.
We'd go down, we'd just demolish our chest. We'd do GBT.
Yeah.
It'd be 10 sets of 10, 4 seconds down, 2 seconds up, feeling like your chest fibres are ripping from your sternum.
And unless you are a genetic freak, then you can get away with that.
Yeah.
But I'm not a genetic freak. I need to train 2-3 times a week.
So when you, obviously you said you started too young. When you were researching, and you're going on Google and you're typing in steroids.
Yeah.
What actually come out? What was there?
It's not a lot, because it's just forums. You know, you have to scroll right down or go on PubMed and type in something like pharmacology or testosterone enanthate or cypionate for you to get a good understanding of the pharmacology behind it. You know, and it was now is a lot better in terms of you've got people like myself, Dr. Dean, that have got expertise in that area. Not that I'm saying I'm an expert in that field.
Like you've studied it extensively.
Yeah, for the last sort of 6 or 7 years. And there's new drugs always, like with anything, there's new drugs coming out. So you always got to be, but the understanding of the basic principle of blood work and post-cycle therapy is like, it's pretty black and white. So that, having a solid foundation understanding about that is sort of essential and crucial, that I try and as much as possible to recommend to people.
With when you typing in steroids in forums and stuff like that, I bet you saw some absolute shit and nonsense and like advice where you're like, because let's be honest, there's many bodybuilders that we know of that have taken copious amounts of gear, and their obviously adverse effect, they're dead.
Yeah.
Like
especially last year.
It's like dose dependent, isn't it? Like if you have too much
Very
of this,
much.
you will think if you have too much of that. So in regards to, obviously there's more information out there. Different countries, even different states, there's different laws. How do you get around putting out content around steroids, and for you not to legally be like?
Well, it's perfectly legal within the UK. So, and we even have instances where American YouTubers will talk about Rich Piana, for example, Tony Huge, and that for them must be quite alarming. And they've had instances where the FBI or whoever is looking into them will see that this individual's talking about anabolics and will go and raid their house. But then I think Rich was smart enough to have his anabolics in a different house. Location. And it's that deep, it is that deep. So with us, it's not a problem. We can openly talk about it. In terms of the legality about recommending dosages, it's a simple task of me sending them a form for them to sign to acknowledge that this is just educational. I'm not telling you to do it.
You're not prescribing. You're like,
I'm not a doctor.
Similar to like a meal plan. And here's some
exactly. It's that.
Like you're not like prescribing, saying,
no.
I want you to take 300 milligrams of this, or
of course. And it's always a low dose. Getting the most out of the least. And the thing that startles a lot of people on forums is the doses that some people are recommending. Like the bog standard. There is no bog standard go-to dose for anabolics. I could put you on 500 milligrams and you could have zero side effects. I could do 500, aromatize easily.
Individual differences between how some 100%. People would do on a certain cycle. It's like even just normal training though. Do you know what I mean? You could be like a high responder, you could be of course like a non-responder, you could be doing exactly the same training plan and just not
supplementation,
get whether you're on that or you're not. So in regards to looking at steroids and research, like what, like getting funding to get subjects to agree to take anabolics, like how much research is out there about that when it comes to steroids and training? It's
not scarce. Like understanding the basic pharmacology behind a lot of anabolics is relatively easy to tap into. When we see instances of dose dependent, that's pretty much anecdotal. And then you sort of collate all of the client case studies. And then when you've got compounds like Tren, for example, that's not meant for humans, it's meant for cattle. They'll inject that into a cow when he goes from wherever to wherever. You think, Christ, like we're injecting substances for cows. So that's when you would start at the bare minimum. Just because a forum says you take 500 milligrams, you should never jump into that. And that's why blood work is so key. You look at the half-life of some compounds. We could take testosterone, for example, 4 weeks in terms of reaching that peak stability within the blood. At weeks 2, halfway through, you could get your blood work done. If we see instances where estrogen's rocketed, you know that if we continue for another 2 weeks, it's going to go even higher. So at that point, we can start to incorporate things to help that. Whereas a lot of people will just go in completely blind and not have any understanding of predisposed health conditions, no blood work before, go in and do 500 milligrams for 10 weeks, completely ruin themselves, fertility issues as well.
Yeah, just a guy in the gym who's done, some bloke's told him to do this and he's done that and he's done this and he's like, yeah, just do this, just what I've done.
And a lot of my clients that I get are not actually from me helping them with their cycle, it's their inability to sort of key in a stellar cycle, and it's me helping them through their post cycle. So I have a lot of people that will go through their blood work, will take the required steps to hormonally get them back to normal. It's not essentially me planning them, and obviously I do have my fair share, but it's so me building what I've done over the however many years and being that go-to guy, like, I need help. Like, I've stupidly taken this, help me. It is more so now than I'm about to take this.
So you get a lot of, I've already fucked up.
Yeah, pretty much.
How can I, like, mitigate or reduce the damage?
Correct.
And then maybe going forward, if it hasn't scarred them for life, what would you recommend going forward? What would you say are some of the common mistakes that people do? Like, and I don't want the podcast be about steroids.
Yeah,
but
of
I know it's
course.
an important part.
Yeah, of course.
But I was thinking, probably those watching this now, be like, what are some of the common things that you see where it's like, if people just didn't do this or they knew this instead, that it wouldn't be, you wouldn't get as many people coming to you going, I fucked up, I did this.
The first is just the dose being far too high.
Start low, you can increase.
Of course.
Even with like training, like how much volume.
Precisely.
Well, how much volume you currently doing. And
you
let's
can't
not go double.
Exactly.
Or like how many reps, like what you could do versus what I could do versus what someone else could do. It's like, well, everyone's it's always better to start off low on anything.
Of course.
Even a deficit.
Yeah.
It's like, let's just start off and just cut off 40% of our calories and be like, no, let's try and diet on the least amount of resistance or minimal changes as possible. So dose being one of them.
Especially anabolics, because if you start at 500, we're going to have to go 750.
Yeah, because you can't go back.
No.
Do you know what I mean? It's like, well, I've done 500. There's no point in 300.
I mean, in essence, you could still make gains.
But people mentally won't want to, because they're like, I've done this.
Of course.
I can handle this. I don't want to do something of a small, especially like anabolics. I want to go lower and then won't get as good of gains as what they may have achieved on 500.
The dose would be the biggest one. No post-cycle, so no therapy put in place to...
So people just care about getting to that point, and they... Like, surely nowadays people know about post-cycle therapy. Is it a case
surprised.
Of the people who either don't know about it or they don't know the importance of it?
I think...
Or a combination of
probably
both?
a combination of both, because the instances now where people will go and take a 6-week cycle in order to look good for Ibiza or a holiday or a wedding and think, right, we've done the 6-week cycle, we'll look fantastic, we'll go and have a blast in Ibiza, we'll come back, God knows what else they're taking recreational wise out in Ibiza, then they're stuck with a come down from that and then hormonally completely flattened. So it's just a complete mess, and they're the two biggest ones: dose, post-cycle therapy. You could get into the intricacies like needle sizes and people asking about that.
Yeah, about two of the main things.
Frequency of injections as well is like a big one. How often do I inject this, for example?
So you started off your YouTube 6 months. What was you just putting out? Just training stuff, like vlogs,
supplement
or was you
reviews?
Supplement reviews.
Using the shop.
How was the channel growing when you was just putting that type of content? Because what year was that? That's
2012.
That's still early days, isn't
Yeah.
it? Like in regards to what was when you're putting out sort of that content that everyone's putting out.
Yeah.
And how were the views and stuff going then?
It weren't too, but I tried to. I knew what content people were putting out, so I'd try and make it satirical, slightly comedic, or I'd review some bogus, glute guide or some weird training modality. So there'll be sort of like an educational, right, I'm going to do an in-depth review of a supplement, which everyone does, but what people do, they just review the taste.
The same old
and
taste.
Shape, mixability.
Facts, panel.
But I want to go into, right, if this product does have green tea, let's look at the research. Remember doing like a PhD whey protein, for example, and I was like, right, we could do one, but let me touch upon the research. Yeah,
because even in them days, I remember like sometimes you ask a question to me, be like, Luke, you got any research on this? And I'd be like, no, or whatever it is. So it's always, you always had that sort of critical mindset of, rather than just looking at, this athlete. Yeah. Like you weren't influenced by maybe people you looked up to who were bodybuilders that took these supplements. Like you could see the market and things behind it. Like you only promoting that product because they're paying you X amount of money per month. Yeah,
and that was, I'm not too sure where that was programmed from an early age. I don't know, like parent upbringing or being around people like yourself, for example. But I've always had quite a got to take that with a pinch of salt kind of mentality.
So if you weren't so open about your steroid use and putting out that information, would you be where you are today? Like if you was just putting out training and nutrition stuff?
It's tricky because I'd possibly go down the James Smith route.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And still being quite transparent and mugging people off, which I still do so now, but I've kind of reined in a little bit. Probably because I'm brushing shoulders with the people that I'm mugging off. Do you know what I mean? Which is a bit weird. Do you know what I mean?
I'll go to this expo and you're like, oh.
Yeah,
for
example.
Just getting older as well, though.
Of course. You want to kind of detach.
remember like me when we first, I'd call people out, go to Body Power, call people out and stuff like that, and on the internet. And then as you get older, you just think, you notice that it doesn't really do anything apart from waste your time.
Yeah, and it's like, oh, lol, the next one. So there's no substance behind. Of course, we can't change it.
Yeah,
you know.
So, it's hard on it because it's like the impossible question. But as you said, you still would have been putting out content on YouTube. You still would have been doing the Instagram. It'd just be It's just because I think you were like. Can you think of anyone before you that was on YouTube putting that open content about my name's Tom and I take steroids? Because how many people still in the fitness industry now are so, it's more people coming out more and more often now, but it's like they're doing it just because
they've seen the success.
They've seen that, or they're like, oh, my subscribers ain't growing. I better now open up because I know that video's going to get
of course,
get more views and stuff like that. But was there anyone before you putting that content on YouTube saying
there was
I take steroids and actually providing information around cycles and stuff like that?
More so talking about it, but not providing educational. So it'll be like
be a few people saying I'm on steroids, but they're not going to provide content around steroids and dosages and different types. And
we had Rich Piana, we had Boston Lloyd, who sort of took it to the extreme because they feel themselves injecting and then like that, whoa, let's try and let's get, how much muscle can we pack on in 28 days? And there was no understanding about the side effects, and it was creating quite not a nice area or environment for people looking in.
There was nothing sensible about it
absolutely not.
It was just extreme. So it's like, I'm going to do like 28 days, how much muscle I can pack on.
And kids tapping into that and understanding about anabolics and then thinking that's acceptable was like, whoa, like as good as I think it is being transparent and talking about anabolics. But now we see everyone talking about it and they've seen, and this is the thing, like I get a lot of, why aren't your followers, you should have 100,000 followers, 150. And when you say, what would you be doing differently? I could have gone down that typical Gymshark, my protein route, sell out, everything's clean and pristine and muscle food, but it's just so wanky and it's so stereotypical.
You're just building other people's brands.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean?
Precisely.
And that's the thing, like I know your numbers. Do you know what I mean? Even like how many members you on there?
Just under 2,000.
Yeah, so you in what, $5.99?
Yeah.
So it's a $5, you can work out the maths. Do you know what I mean? And I've seen influencers, they're not even influencers. I think to really influence, you need to have influence for other people to take action. Do you know what I mean? Like liking a page or double tapping a post because you got your ass out, compared to actually, I'm going to build my brand. I am a brand. I am a personal brand. I am TM Cycles. Yeah. And I'm going to build my own products, my own services, rather than trying to get some extra money for this other company and that company. And I call it like it's not like sending yourself out, but if you're promoting this and then this and then this and then this and then this, when you actually do have your own thing, your own product, after you've realised actually these companies chuck me away when I get older and there's someone new on the block who's got more followers, who's more engaging, then when they actually realise, I should have really been focusing on my own brand, building my own products or services. But then by that point, you sort of you've damaged yourself because you've been the Instagram village bike where everyone's jumped on it.
It's the Love Island effect, isn't it? Every year,
it's like you're in and out. Like how many Love Islanders after say three seasons? Because I know you've trained with Adam.
Yeah. And he's gone down a relatively decent route, and he's got
his gym though, isn't he?
He's got his gym. He's got his own academy. 1.1 million followers. He's got qualified. He's qualified. He's got his qualification. So, and I've had many conversations with him. He tries to steer clear of going down that teeth whitening and
because everyone looks at the short term. Be like, this company's going to pay me 20 grand, 30 grand for this. I'm going to do this appearance. Like before, he was a trainer already, so at least he had a craft and a business.
10,000 followers.
It's just now he's using it to using that reach he's got to just build his own business rather than what company's going to give me teeth whitening or
of course.
Put this t-shirt on, wear this, wear that, and I'll give you some money. So in regards to the membership site, who let the dogs out?
It's not me.
Your little Pablo went, didn't he?
I had to give him back. Give her back.
Give her.
Margot.
Margot
Robbie.
It's because of Pablo, isn't it?
Bring him in the podcast.
Bring him in. Gordon. Gordon said earlier.
Gordon looked angry then.
He will. I've
never seen Gordon get so angry.
It'll be a hot dog soon.
Calm down, dear.
It's only a dog.
It's like the kids being loud in the pub. No, I'm trying to enjoy my food.
Yeah, leave me alone. This is a dog-free zone. That's why Pavel's dogs are in Poland now, not here. Where the hell were we? What did we say?
Membership site.
Yeah, so obviously, beforehand you had your online coaching. So when did you start building the TMC Cycles brand, not just a YouTube? When did you actually say, I'm actually monetizing this now?
Probably like the last year of GNC. So I'd sit out the back in GNC and plan
you do your online
content.
coaching.
Like, because there was only like one person at a time working at GNC.
And you probably hear the bell go off. And
I used to put, there was no bell, so I used to put a cardboard thing. It would go shh. Yeah, and then I'd run out and go, oh, sorry, I was
just out back, just doing stock check.
And I remember when the manager, like the CEO came in and she was like, I managed to swerve it, but she went and saw my laptop and my notebook. I thought, oh, fuck, do you know what I mean? So it was that last year when I started. And it's only really like recently where I've been putting actual effort into the appearance of my Instagram feed from like the free squares and that.
Yeah.
Never been really one to like pump in just because I'm so like used to just whacking open a story. Like I've been every day.
It's just more like ad lib. You just done it as you like. Oh, I trained today, so I'm just going to post that up. Or I've done this today, I'm going to post that up.
Yeah, and I just saw my engagement increase for like.
What's the free square formula? People want to know.
As in like.
Yeah, what's the?
It's just keeping the same sort of theme. I outdid myself this week though. I went for a long shot, medium shot, and a close up.
Oh, so but it's still it's still a theme.
This is good work here, Tom. Yeah, so like there'll be free of me training with Adam, free body composition, free training, free wearing the same clothing, just so visually, and it's like work. My followers sort of jump.
Well, that's your art board, isn't it?
Of course.
That's like your. If you're like Pinterest, your board where people.
Yeah.
So again, people may find your content on Instagram and they see that post, but then they go, "Oh, let me check this guy out," and then that's when you're using that as like, I've put time, energy, and effort into that, and it's little things that probably people don't even notice. Do you know what I mean? But a lot of people would still.
So I won't use the actual Instagram story camera now. I use my own camera
because you see
just so I can use. Yeah, I can. The filters look a lot better
on the iPhone, are better than the Instagram ones.
And then like
you
with
can
text,
change it more, can't you? It's not just this is San Francisco, whatever.
No, exactly. And then like text, I'll keep the same, or I'll have like a reshuffle. Like for 6 months, I'll use big block text. The next 6 months, I'll go to the little typewriter, just so when people do tap in, they go, "Oh, it's a TM Cycles Instagram story."
When you start online coaching, how much you start off as, money wise?
$49.99, I think it was. 50 quid.
And then I still go on your website. I'm like, Thomas.
Yeah, I remember. Yeah.
Because like we've known each other for ages, and like always. Yeah. How many times have I told you to up your prices?
A lot. Yeah.
And then he upped it, and I'm like, Tom, up your prices again. So everyone watching now, if you want to get on TM Cycles coaching, you need to think now, because I wanted to up them again. So that's the thing, you don't like. I've done a video earlier today about online coaching models, and like most people just do one-to-one. You know what I mean? It's like £100, 250 quid. Like 250 quid, pretty high, but I've seen some people do it now. I'm like, Tom, you're still trading your time for money, because that's still, say you got 20 people, that's still 20 people that weekly update. There's still 20 training plans each month. There's still. So I mean, having that thing there, and I'm like, you've already got a business now. You don't have a job anymore. Obviously, you was working for the PTC and Deno and stuff like that. And then got to a point, it's like, and even I was on holiday, and I was even for months, I'd be like, Tom, you don't need this. Do you know what I mean?
Safety net, mate.
Yeah, it's
100%.
So let's talk about that then. Well, let's finish off the online coaching model, but let's remember that. So most people just have one-to-one. You've got, my thing is, you have a business when you get paid any day of the week at any time, and doesn't require you to do anything. Yeah,
it's like the boys say when we're going out beef, they say, when's payday? I say paydays every day.
Yeah, that's what I say, innit? I always say paydays every day. It's like whenever it is. So now you've got the membership, you've got 2,000 members. You've also bringing out the clothing. Yeah. So you've got one-to-one, but in my opinion,
I only cap that.
What's your limit now?
10.
But that's why I'm saying up the price.
Yeah.
Like you need, like if they want your time, not being funny, if you want Tom's time, they need to like. Do you Jerry Maguire, show me the money.
Yeah.
Show me the money.
Yeah.
So you've got that. Will you always have that purely because you want to still be in the trenches as such a little bit?
Yeah, I mean,
or could you quite easily go, actually, I don't need, like financially, you don't need that.
No, not at the moment.
No, so like what?
But I do enjoy
10 clients because you still enjoy it.
Yeah, just because I'm quite picky with my clients, so we'll get the.
Now at first you'll just take anyone, wouldn't you?
Of course, you would.
And now it's just like I will only work with these types of clients.
Yeah.
Who have this type of goal, who are on gear. Majority are.
Or thinking about, or on and off.
Yeah, they've been contemplating it. They're not ready yet, but they just want to do some training.
And that their gym is.
If they did want to, then they're with the right person.
Or they're just like genetic natural freaks.
Yeah.
And their gym must have X amount of equipment, and their time is.
You're not going to work with someone who's got a gym at home.
No, and like you can be in there, but people are probably thinking, it's a bit snob, but you can be in that position,
But online coaching don't work for rank, like 1-to-1. If you don't know the difference between a carb or fat, you don't like to track, you don't know how to lift properly, you're not motivated to go to the gym, it's hard to be an online coach for those types of people.
Of course.
If you do a group coaching model,
maybe.
Then it's more of like education, but it's less personalised, it's goal focus.
Mine's just like contest preps or off seasons now.
Yeah.
Like serious off seasons.
How many like consult calls or Skype calls or steroid coaching calls would you do now?
Quite a few. Like one-off Skypes, do like 15 minutes for like 50 quid. Yeah. Just like get your questions ready. Let's brush them out.
Prep it. Do you send them a thing through prior to say fill out these questions?
No, I just say
write down everything you want.
Yeah. And send it to me via email.
So then at least then prior to that, so you can go, all right, this person about that. So it gives you time to like. You're not expected to know absolutely every answer off the top of your head. So
of course,
give me some time and I'll research that.
Of course,
I'll get the answer before that 15-minute call.
Yeah.
So, what was I going to say? What did I say to come back to? Oh, so when you said about the safety net, she was getting a salary from me.
Yeah. Yeah.
For the company. And then obviously when you didn't really, it's hard, isn't it? I don't think you took it well, from what I saw. As in, like,
oh mate, I don't know.
Going from having that safety net to being like it was me and you in the office.
Yeah.
But to then going, oh, someone's taking the safety net. I'm on the tightrope.
Yeah.
And now I'm on my own. Like, what was the first sort of month like? And then what do you like, and what things are you still trying to like that you don't like about self-employed life, and then how you sort of put things in place to, because that was the reason why I like the dog as well, wasn't it? Having that companionship.
Mate, first month was exciting.
Yeah,
and then
it's new.
Yeah, of course. And then because you're like, I can wake up, I don't have to go into the office. I'll go Cafe Nero. Then the second month it's sort of quite daunting, that like, oh shit, like I've actually got.
This is real now. That month, that money that normally goes in with 28 ain't there.
No, exactly. So it's PayPal money, and then I've got to transfer it, and now I've got to pay 40% tax because I've hit a certain amount. It's fucking. And then the area for me at the moment is just like loneliness. Like, I'll tweet about it or Instagram about it, and I have so many people like, mate, I'm a graphic designer, I'm a videographer, it is lonely. But then I'll just go, like, I literally go to Cafe Nero for like an hour, and that'll be enough for me.
Was that per day?
Yeah.
Just to get out?
Yeah, or get my beard trimmed.
Because you'd still work from home, wouldn't you? Like, when moving, it's just having to... It wasn't as if you weren't... You didn't have that structure of get up, work, and thingy. So Cafe Nero.
Yeah. Beard trim, just kind of see my barber, anything. And obviously my missus, she lives flat at 7, gets back at 7.
Yeah.
So I even got like an Xbox for an hour.
How do you find? Can you commit to just an hour and getting off?
Yeah. I'm not like I used to be back in sixth form.
Where you'd play like...
My mum shouting, get off
Tom, dinner, Tom.
I can
lunch, Tom, dinner. Tom,
I mean, I've got quite an addictive personality, which kind of gets me into trouble sometimes, but like I can detach myself quite easily from things that I know is going to be detrimental in terms of making money and sleep, for example.
Yeah. How do you structure your days then? Like, do you... Like, as a bodybuilder... You need routine.
Yeah, of course.
Especially like you take it very seriously.
Yeah.
And how do you now sort of structure your days to make sure you're still putting in the work? Because now you've got the business.
Yeah.
There's no start time. There's no finish. There's always something you could be doing. So how do you find the balance between not just working, and then having that structure?
I just used like training days and non-training days. So I train fasted at the moment anyway, just because I can't stand going into the gym at like 2 and coming out and it's dark.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? So getting it done, expenditure out of the way, and then I can crack on in terms of work. But then what I'll do in terms of workload is do the most on rest days.
Rest days, because you ain't got the gym, so you're like, I've got a couple hours extra.
Yeah, and it's mad how much time you know, even like the simple task of like preparing your pre-workout, intra-workout.
It takes time.
And you think, oh, it's like 4 hours out of my day.
That's why I find it really hard to train, because I'm like, I've got this, I've got that, and it's that thing. You've got multiple businesses, you've got kids and stuff. So even like going after, like Jamie's had the kids all day, and then it's like, go home, as you said, it's 7 o'clock. When we was out of college, we had the luxury, we would literally go down there and
kick
be
them
like,
out.
Get out. What, get out. And it'd just be me and Tom in the gym. Because they was only supposed to be in there lunchtime. If we wanted to train at 10 or 1 or whatever, we could do that. But it is hard. So rest days are more of like I don't have to focus, like, because it is 2 hours, isn't it? If you go, even like you're prepping stuff after, traveling.
Drive there. I go like Crayford a lot now.
Because now you go more to like Crayford, so because you're...
And I'm filming content as well.
Yeah, your training days,
so long, I forget how long.
And you're teaming up with people. You're having like, I want to try and, what's that, like once every 2 weeks or something?
Once a fortnight that I'll get bent down.
And then, so you...
Or I'll film myself, like yesterday, no one was around, so I went to Crayford, did back and biceps, but setting all this gear up. An hour session turns into a 2 hour session.
Yeah, because then you got to frame it.
Then
you're like, I've already done that. Try this angle, that angle. And because again, just that's the thing, is like you're working out, but then you're creating content and that takes time, doesn't it? Because not only then, but then you've obviously got to edit it as well.
Yeah, of course, yeah.
So rest days is more of like I'm going to work day.
Yeah, more productive.
Training
for me.
day, you just work less hours.
Yeah, pretty much. Wake up, train, come home, eat, then I'll have a block of 4 or 5 hours. Got this David Lloyd membership still that I'm paying for, so I'll go and sauna, spa in there. It's nice to get away from it again. Go back, do an evening shift, a lot less taxing sort of work on a computer, Instagram posts, whatever. And then, go to bed, and then my rest days are more prioritise work.
So how do you find now, because obviously when you were putting, even like personal trainers, they're really passionate about fitness, and then it becomes a job. And then you've got the stresses of a job, as in like, I've got to get clients, I've got to pay rent, I've got to do this. So now that you've got your membership site, how do you find having to people paying money for this content now? How do you find that in regards to you have to make that content?
Yeah, I mean, I still don't find it to be a chore, because I genuinely enjoy filming, editing, doing video content about anabolics, for example. And the simple task of doing an Instagram Q&A or like a YouTube Q&A, you can use so much of that for content.
Yeah, like you're asking people what they want, going perfect. That's the thing as well. People say I struggle to come up with content ideas, and I'm just like, no, you just are not. You're not
proactive enough.
You're not knowledgeable enough in a certain subject or multiple things to be able to put out that content. So sign up to your membership. What are they committed to, or what are you committed to give them per week, per month?
So once per week training. One will be on a topic, and then we'll go into now the sort of business side of things. So about how to grow your Instagram, or like screen record, YouTube technique. Do like mini series around business, for example. Just trying to differentiate from other member sites, and everyone's doing it now. Like I hear so and so's thinking of doing a member site, but they've been saying that for 12 months. Yeah, and that's why I'm working away.
Well, they've got one, and they've got 10 people on it.
Yeah, and they'll think, oh. Then
that's the beautiful thing about that recurring revenue membership model. Like you could spend time on creating this book, this ebook, and it's a lot of time, and then you get bang, you launch it, massive amount of sales, and then it drops off, and then it just ticks over. You got 2,000 members, then it's a case of if you lose 5, you gain 10. Yeah, you gain 20. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah, retention's quite good on them as well.
And it's a low enough cost that if people ain't even going on the website, they're not going to notice a $5.99 versus a $59.99.
Especially when I'm sort of marketing myself as a premium brand, and then by doing so, in turn, you're getting premium customers. Yeah. So it's like, if I'm filming myself going to, I don't know, Selfridges and buying this and buying that, that's
people
attracting.
That like that thing, because it's not a premium price, is it? Like $5.99. But as you said, you're putting that, you're wearing nice clothes, expensive stuff, you're going to thinking, you're not. Yeah. even though you do like your Primark jeans.
Of course, and they'll
Women's,
never change that.
Females, and they're always going to be there.
Yeah, exactly.
So
exactly.
yeah, with so they get the training. What else do they get?
Forum page, which is like every morning is part of my black coffee. Then I'll answer all the questions.
And that's what I like. That, and even like with PTC, we've got the Facebook group, but you own that forum. It's on your platform.
Yeah.
So that's why I'm like, and all the stuff going on Facebook and stuff like that. People don't like. Who goes on Facebook now? Do you go on Facebook?
No. Not really.
And even if you had, say, like a group on Facebook, the only reason you go on Facebook is because of the group.
Yeah, that's like Adam's got his Facebook Academy on there, and he was like,
like you feel you're only going on there to just engage and provide value to the community.
Of course, there's something more sort of stern and pristine by having a forum.
It's ownership, it's control.
Yeah,
it's like you've got control over that. Facebook could just close your group down. Yeah. Be like, oh, this is a group about steroids. Or Facebook that's not allowed. We're going to get rid of it.
Could go. It could bust. Instagram could go. At least we've got websites. We've got a brand. So.
Yeah, you've got your customers' emails.
Exactly. Yeah.
Like you're not selling something on Amazon where you get the money. But then you can't target those people.
No, of course, yeah.
You're limited to what you can and can't do. You can't retarget them with pixels and stuff like that. So membership, got training, nutrition, the forum. And the thing is just like, what do you expect for $5.99 per month?
Magazines are more expensive that are covered in
You pay
bollocks.
more for two coffees.
Yeah. Yeah, and that's nice to see when you put up the Instagram post and say this is a steal. It's worth its like weight in gold. Like you should be charging... and we had obviously JP that originally started the whole membership site, and when that started, that was very informative, educational, and I'm still a member and have been for some time, and I will continue to do so. But it's shifted more towards just the brute strength, like you're paying $7.99 to just watch James Holland said lift heavy weights.
Yeah.
So
it's having that education element to it,
of course, yeah.
Rather than just being like, here's a video of me training.
That's why I'm trying to
like you can watch that on YouTube.
Exactly.
Like there needs to be a differentiation between a YouTube video and then a video that someone's like a monthly thing that you're paying for.
So I'll talk about like with the back and bicep session yesterday, for example, at Crayford, voiceover or mic myself up, intro, and then we're talking about, and now biomechanics is massive. We've got Mike downstairs at Integra. Yeah. Everyone's going crazy about it. That's why I was like, right, let's talk business.
Building more, so under promising and over delivering.
Yeah, and
that's what will keep people.
Of course.
So what tips would you give someone who's, because as you said, there's a lot of membership sites.
Yeah.
And there's some that do pretty well and some that are honestly shit. Like the quality's terrible.
Yeah.
Like they just don't really care.
No. Well, they see figures, didn't they? People that create member sites now
they see someone else do it and go, Tim Cycle's got 2,000, pay $5.99. Let me get my calculator.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I hate when they comment that. I delete it. And I get private messages say, oh, you're making bank. I'm like, I don't give a fuck if I'm making bank. It's not the point.
It's because the result you get in life is predicated on how much value you provided the world. So if you provided 3 people value and you're expecting hundreds of thousands of dollars, then you're not going to get that unless that value you provided them is of magnitude. So earlier it's like to scale a business, you've got 2 ways. Magnitude, so it could be high price. You could go, my online coaching is going to be $3,000 a month. Yeah. And like, there's some coaches out, I'm not saying $3,000, but they charge
near
$1,000.
Enough.
Yeah, close to it.
Some bollocks.
His pop filter's dropped. That's it, turn it on. Tighten it up. So you could either go magnitude, where it's like, example, Lamborghini. It's a high price, of course, large profit margins. Yeah. And then you've got something of volume, like a membership site. Yeah. Where it's cheap, but for you to make significant money, you need thousands of members, not tens or hundreds of members.
And I try and inject a bit of Lamborghini into the equation by then doing a premium T-shirt. Yeah. So it's like.
So how did you, when you've done the T-shirts? I know we'd go through it, and we'd be sitting down and being like, right, I want this type. Like it's very particular. Everything you do has got for a reason. Yeah. That's the thing where there's a difference between success, and it could be like people just don't really care about the finer things. And obviously with a T-shirt, you got a load of things coming in. You'd be like, what do you think of this? What do you think of that? I want it tight here and like certain types of fit. And then you're looking at paying extra to have the label removed, or paying extra to have these bits here, the little labels or whatever they're called. So obviously you launched the first one. Yeah. And it was what, just larges?
Just larges, first
just
run.
Black or just white?
I think it was just...
Black, wasn't it?
Might be black, yeah.
Black t-shirt.
And then it was orange, black, white, and different sizes that sold out in a couple of days. And then in January, just because it's a pain getting stuff over the Christmas period in terms of sent back and forth.
Yeah.
Looking to go into like Adidas, you know, collab.
So you start here, you test it, like your minimal viable product. Right, I've got a decent quality t-shirt, but it's not a Champion. It's not an Adidas. It's not a Nike. You use that. You get.
Took me 6 months to find. Like, it took me 6 months to find a supply. It took me 6 months. Took me a couple of months to find the correct. I got like 25 t-shirts, all different sizes and fits. You know, and then I went down to the little details, and now everyone's doing it. And I said the other day, I made everyone in the game step their game up this year. I did. Like, everyone's doing what I'm doing now in terms of their Instagram stories and provide, which is good. Like, I'm not after like a fucking thanks or a pat on the back. I just like noticing.
Plus, and let's be honest, there's probably people before you who've done it.
Exactly,
100%.
I mean? But I can see the people.
It's because you know that they follow you. And you go,
before they weren't.
Now you're doing this.
Yeah.
Now you're doing that, and you know that they don't follow the people.
No.
That would have been doing it before you.
Yeah, and now they're talking about it's like typical.
And now I'm going to say I'm on steroids.
Yeah.
Well, I'm thinking about steroids.
Yeah, well, I'm like that Brandon when he first came out and said, I'm the reason why everyone talks about anabolics. It's like, it's not getting my back up. Like, I don't need everyone to go, well done, Tom, for doing the first video. I don't need any of that shit. It's not going to affect.
Just go on his YouTube channel, go on my YouTube channel.
2012.
The oldest video, and then you'll see.
Yeah, for real. So, stuff like that. It's funny. It's quite a nice position to be in, to sit back and go, it's cute.
Well, you don't want to be the sheep, do you? You want to set the trends. Don't follow them.
Yeah, of course, yeah. To the point now where, though, there's so many people are coming out and doing, I've got to now do something else because it looks like I'm...
Yeah, but you've always got to be thinking like that, Tom. Because otherwise, if you don't,
of course,
your business will stagnate. Like, if your business isn't growing, it's dying.
100%. 100%.
So you've always got to be like, what can I do?
Yeah.
It's like, I don't even need to say it, but like we've had enough conversations, like build the brands. Like you started online coaching, then it was the membership, then it was the t-shirts, then it could be something else. Like, do you know what I mean?
Of course.
It's just always being moved because now everyone's now doing what you did a year ago. Yeah. You've got a year ahead of them.
Yeah, of course.
It's like me with the academy. There's people before me. I just looked at them, I go, that was good, that was bad. And then I was like, I'm going to do it this way. But then you see other people come on board and it'd be this academy, that academy. I'm like, you can fucking play that game, but you're 2 years behind me. So I've got 2 years worth of data, 2 years worth of experience that you don't have. So while you're doing this behind closed doors, I'm doing that. And then when I go, you're always going to be playing catch up. So you don't need to be first to market, but if you're not first, you need to be best.
Yeah, of course.
So in regards to 2020 now, what's the goals? What's the 2020 goals? TM site was in 2020. We've done the membership. We've got the apparel. Well, we got t-shirts. Apparel,
just branching out a little into the zip up, not typical hoodies. Just I like the zip up ones.
Yeah, I don't mess your hair up.
Yeah, so looking into, and then you can do the typical marketing thing of like collab with Adidas, even though it's not.
It's not. I've just bought from Adidas wholesale.
But people see that and go, "Fuck yeah!" Because
it's that association. They're then associating TMZ, isn't it? That's that shitty company.
American.
They love it. Then you're associating TM Cycles with Adidas.
And that, obviously, you saw my transition from like wearing Nike and Jordan to Adidas, and then because that sort of filtered into people's minds over the last couple of months, that when I do come to Reese Adidas, they go, okay,
there's a progression.
I'm used to it, or they've already got some Adidas shorts based off.
Yeah, it's not as if you're linking up with a brand you don't actually like.
Yeah, exactly. I like that sort of Chris Bumstead Converse look. So it's like, you know, let's not do something like it'd be like me doing the whole premium brand, and then I see people do it now. Like they go Selfridges and they're stunting on Instagram, buying £800 this and that, and then they'll go and buy a Fruit of the Loom t-shirt. Yeah, you're not fucking. What are you doing? It doesn't work like that. So keeping with that theme, seasons, and then we want to do I've still got artwork from Kingsley, so I'm still sitting on stuff for like for that El Clasico range, and then I really want to get into doing like ebooks and things like that, just from the basis of like if someone's got a question about training, so I could just go like here's this, you know.
And you think of all the calls you've had, all the people you've coached, all the questions you answered on the forum, you're like, actually that's another thing that people can buy into the brand.
Of course, yeah.
As in, it'd be like, I'm going to buy the ebook and then I'm going to sign up to the membership. I'm going to be a part of the membership and then I'm going to. So you've got multiple different aspects of revenue streams into the brand.
Yeah, of course. And then we've got insight supplements as well, which is going really well, which is good. It's nice having that array of supplements to experiment with, you know.
Yeah, because if you just was like with one company, and they've only got 5, 6, 7, 8 products.
Of course.
At least that you've got with insight, you've got.
Because people say,
the more companies you bring in, the more more money you can make.
Yeah, and because people say, oh, this pre-workout didn't affect me, I could try this one. Oh, it did.
Yeah, because there will be differences, won't there?
Yeah, 100%.
What about 2025?
2025.
Like, come on, what's... I just think bigger picture now.
Yeah.
So obviously, I'm a weird one because sometimes I'm like, I don't like setting big
do
long-term goals. But then recently I've changed my thing. It's like, it's more of like,
that's
because...
interesting.
But it's not like I'm going to get there that way. It's just, I want to get to this.
What can we do now?
Like, this is the outcome I want. This is where I want the business to be at. And it's more so financially, because then I can reverse engineer and go, right, if I do want to be turning over 5 mil, what we currently offer, how many people would we need to pay to sign up to this or to sign up that to get there? So my things now is, I've always said, like, I have a vision, but I don't want to, I think if you plan it like 3 years, 5 years, 10 years, and I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, you've already lost, because something new could come out next year and you could jump on that real quick. Yeah. And it's not saying like jumping on trends and stuff like that, but people create businesses by jumping on trends. It could just be like, you can try and predict the future, but you don't know what social media platforms coming out. You don't know what's going to happen in your personal life.
Of course. You used to say, didn't you, I don't do 5-year plans because I could get hit by a bus tomorrow. Yeah. And I kind of stick with that. But in terms of bigger picture, I've always wanted to go down the route of like creating my own reality TV show and people paying into that. So, you know, I go to Ibiza quite a lot. It'll be the case of setting up like a villa. We get a filming crew in there, and then you'd create a series, and then people would pay like $1,000, and I'd cover their flights, accommodation, and nights.
So it'd be like a fitness retreat recorded.
Pretty much, yeah.
And it'd be Love Island on steroids.
Pretty much, yeah.
In all aspects.
And alongside that, obviously, to help with people looking a certain way to get there, with them, you know, the IB for 12-week cut ebook would come into play. So I've always had that quite nice idea of like, I would love to get a filming crew and that would be like a series to watch every year for people.
Would you just do it yourself?
No, what, in terms of...
Like the filming?
No.
Like not you?
Yeah, no, I wouldn't
like create the crew yourself, or are you going to be like, actually I want ITVB to commission this or that? Because then, I don't think that's you though, is it? Because if you had... like TV producers and stuff going, you can't say this, you can't say that, and trying to filter you, as in, oh, you can't swear, you can't talk about this. No,
mate, the amount of times I've been on documentaries
and they don't put you in,
not
in the final cut.
You know, who's gonna want to have a kid that's open about this drug, that drug, take, you know. So being
I reckon even if you've done a fitness retreat, I'm not even calling it fitness retreat. But if you've done an IB for getaway, yes, that's cool. You're just, I reckon you should do that next year. 2020.
Yeah, so this is the thing. 2020 is meant to be a year for I'm just in off season, so it's a bit hard to rock up to Ocean Beach and no abs. And 2021 maybe because I'm competing again.
All right, so let's go 2021, the IB for getaway, where you're building a contacts with the clubs and stuff like that, and be like, right, I'm going to have 15 people. You got this villa, you got a chef, you got like DJs. I might even turn up.
We get you. I've always said you need to come to our beef, and then we'd link in if we can put our finger out and put into plan about the come down cure and things like that, you know. So it all comes into play. But at the moment, I'm just sort of cruising a little bit, you know, and this year's been kind of a bit of a mad year in all aspects.
What about your own supplements?
It's never screamed. It's never screamed.
It's a pain.
I mean, I've kind of got.
You've experienced.
I've seen the behind the scenes to it.
What? How many variables? How many? Yeah. You got manufacturers. You got distribution. You got this. You got labels.
We've been to Ben's
got
house.
The legal side of things as well. So there's that thing. But yeah, it's just looking at maybe. So I mean, you already sell a shit ton via Insight. Maybe it's like actually. I want to sell my own stuff.
Well, cool. And it's pretty...
Because you've always been interested in supplements as well, from like a younger age. So
and I will look at supplements now and go, I'd take that out, put that in.
Yeah, so you've got enough knowledge now to be like...
Knows what works and what doesn't.
That's underdosed. That doesn't need to be in there.
Yeah, of course.
Maybe 2025.
Yeah. Yeah, it would be nice. And then property, just get to a point where like leave the fitness industry, let everyone implode on each other.
Yeah, let them all just.
And then I'm just sitting on property.
Jerk. Right. Anything else? Like I've not got anything down. It's just been more conversation that you think we could chat about.
I mean, I mentioned it just a minute ago about this year being a big one, and I think a lot of males in my age range, this generation, have been quite open about it this year as well. About because I get a lot on my Instagram because I'm quite transparent, and if I'm going through a bit of a shit phase or self-inflicted come down off Ibiza, people are like, fucking hell. Like,
how much was that, the come down, and how much was it actually?
It was
the come down just brought it to service.
Yeah, it was more so that, you know, like the realisation of holy shit, you know, I've got all this on my plate now, and it kind of hit me at once, you know. And then you chuck in things like relationship problems, you just think, fuck, this is tricky. Do you know what I mean? It's hard
life, innit?
Yeah, exactly.
Don't have kids, mate.
Yeah. Well, that was, you said the plan 2025. Like, as I get older, you know, the full process about getting, you know, married and having kids is more appealing, I suppose, because you know, the older you get, I think we mature a lot later, which I said on my Instagram is that we do mature a lot later. Mm-hmm. You know, 25, 26, you had that little wobble, whereas females can tend to have that in their 20s, and especially now being self-employed and having these people that rely on me for, you know, it can be like quite daunting.
Because you've got that pressure, ain't you? As you said, like the pressure to create that content. Even though you said you enjoy doing it, it's still the pressure of like just still what. So going through that then, like what? Because me and you would always be, if people would like tear up on their YouTube channel, and we'd mug be like, them off, like that's just being honest, like, and then or even like now though, there's qualifications about mental health, like fitness ones. I just think you just don't go down that. Like it's such a big thing at the moment. It's good that, but people can be so open about it. But like actually creating, monetizing off a 1 day qualification.
This is why I
training
said
providers. I'm like, that's disgusting.
Of course,
in my opinion, 'cause you're not trained. You cannot be trained.
I know.
To pay £150 for a course in being able to go, I'm a mental health fitness training specialist. Like that's bollocks.
Mate, my mum's a psychiatric nurse. She has to train for however many years.
You're like, how many years in that experience?
And I didn't mean it to mug it off and said, well, let's all laugh at them. I was referring to I think there's a subsection of people that are quite clever that will tap into that because they know it means views. Yeah. You know, and it's almost very forced. You know, and I did it when I got back from Ibiza. I was just like open about it, and it made me feel so much better. But I didn't like thumbnail it up with a picture of me crying saying I'm depressed.
I've got mental health problems.
Yeah, no, I can't, because I can't self-diagnose depression or anxiety.
That's the thing. I think it's good that everyone's so open nowadays, but like everyone's just self-diagnosing. It's like, oh, I've got gluten intolerance, I've got celiac disease, I've got this, I've got that. It's like, I've got depression. Yeah.
I mean, my dad's been diagnosed with it, so I can see
what the difference is, how long it took for that process to get an actual professional, as we said, not just because you feel down. No, exactly. But a professional saying, you have depression.
Yeah, exactly.
And this is what we're going to do to help you with that.
Yeah, cool. So I mean, I got friends of mine, ex-girlfriends that actually suffer from anxiety and are on medication and things like that. So, you know, in the environment that we're in, we just need to be very careful and sensitive. I think it's fantastic that we are, especially males, you know, with the way that suicide rates are going, it's fantastic to talk to. But then what I find myself, I'm in the trap of now is my Instagram messages are, mate, I'm going through a bit of a low patch. So it's like, right, I'm sort of turning into a counsellor now almost.
Yeah, and it's like, I'm not qualified.
You know, I'm not hit.
Like it's not that I don't give a shit. Yeah, no. It's just if you are really
you need
in need
for
someone, you need to seek someone who's a professional.
Like I just talked about being low because at that moment it all got too much. Like I'm not really.
What was going through your head then at the time?
Just like the pressure of like having such a good time in Ibiza or going to Mykonos with my missus, and then like, oh shit, I've actually got to do some work here. You know, or where
like
am I
when you're
be?
Away, you're like, I've got this to do.
Yeah, you can never turn off. But I suppose it's like a good thing as well. I can never turn off. If I go on holiday for 7 days, the first 4 days, it takes me like 4 days to chill out completely.
Yeah, and there's always something.
And I'm still answering in emails. And
when you're gonna get your first employee or member of staff?
I'm thinking about getting just little sort.
Even just little things in it, like doing with cancellations or customer service stuff and. Like you don't need to. Obviously, you said you use Ben now to do some edit and stuff like that. So you're already doing that, but you'll get to a point where you are one person. Yeah, and you're like, actually, I could have someone underneath who does the stuff that is not good use of, like, you got to look at yourself and be like, especially if you want to expand into business, like you can't be doing, and this is me fucking saying it, and me doing it are two different things, you know what I mean?
Of course.
So I'm giving this advice, but I need to take the advice myself.
Yeah.
And Laura's probably over there laughing now at the thought of it. But it's that you'll get to that point where it's like, for you to expand and scale even more, you can't be doing all of the smaller things that is not good use of your time or expertise and what you've done. And even like, what's wrong with you getting money in now and going, I want to pay someone else to do the things that I can't stand doing. Like make a list and go, what are the things that I hate to do?
Yeah.
Or what are the things that I'm not good at that I could get someone else to do who'd do a better job than me?
That's why I'm reaching out to people to do courses. So I do courses on biomechanics. Dr. Dean's now left, trained by JP.
Okay.
Get him on board.
Yeah, because that's the whole thing, like PTC, and like I'm one man and I'm not the training guy, I'm not the nutrition guy. I'll just go to the person, male or female, who I honestly think is the best person for that specific topic. Yeah. And I'll get them to do it.
Then you just build rapport with all the top knowledgeable individuals.
That ecosystem.
Yeah. And then, you know, TM Cycles is that website to go into if you want to know about X, you know. Yeah. Get you on about business, for example, talking about supplement companies. It's just that expansion is what, you know, appeals to me.
Is that where you see the membership going? Like, just 100%. Keeping, adding to, because it's like training, nutrition, like even like clothing, lifestyle, business. Yeah. It's like everything. It's like that holistic approach, isn't it? So it's not like the old days where you train, you just train people and then off you go. You want nutrition, you go and see a dietitian, you don't talk to me. Nowadays it's just, because that's the thing, like, you're a young lad who likes to go out partying, who likes to train, who likes clothing. Like, pretty much that's not, I'm not saying like that's everyone, but you're not just a bodybuilder. You like this type of content. Like no one has, there's so many aspects to people's lives. So it's just, if you've got a membership where it's not just training, it's nutrition, it's all these other stuff, fashion and stuff alongside that, you can, and even the content you put out, because you will put out stuff like that where most people just go, I'm in the fitness industry, I can only talk about training, I can only talk about fitness. Yeah. But it's like, no, actually, like, I'm documenting my life and what I'm doing. Yeah, of course. And it's like, if I'm going to get my hair cut, I'm getting my hair cut. If I'm wearing this, I'm wearing that. Yeah, of course. It's not like you're posting Instagram posts with you like topless, physique, and then you'll post one with clothing on. Yeah, of course, yeah. But if that is anyone else, they'll be like, what the fuck are you doing? Yeah. Like, I follow you for fitness advice, I don't follow you for fashion advice, but because you've been, that's a beautiful thing about you, video. Yeah. Because people get to know you a lot quicker. Yeah, 100%. They see you as a person, the way you speak, your mannerisms, what you like, what you dislike, and because you're so open, not just about steroids, but I like this coffee, I like this, I like that. You're able to provide so much more content because you've got life to pour from rather than just training. Yeah, of course, yeah. And it's interesting because the people that have been so sort of monotonous with just fitness and nutrition, when they do see the success of people like myself or whoever's doing that, and they try it, they're instant. It's they've not done it from day one, and it just seems so awkward. Like, these jeans are from so-and-so, like, mate, you don't do a clothes haul or whatever. Yeah, you don't do that stuff. Like, don't force it. Yeah, don't force it. Experiment, of course, like, it might work well. Start bringing more of your day-to-day stuff into it, but don't just go from, I'm going to post up a video about, here's some clothes I'm going to sell on some like, I talked about politics once. Oh, I went for a patch talking about politics, and my subscribers just went boom, because it seems like I had quite a lot of right-wing followers at that time. I was like, don't mention anything about Labour, otherwise don't talk. You know what I mean, but I experiment with it. You know, I thought, let me talk about who I vote for and Trump and things like that. Yeah, but then that's the thing. If that's important to you, exactly, yeah. Then it's like, you're not, if you don't show that side of your life, then you're just showing, again, you're being like everyone else, just showing you what you only want to know, and I'm not going to give you anything more than that because maybe you don't like that. And that's the thing, like, people don't get paid, like, there's actors who get paid a lot of money and they change their roles, yeah. Fitness professionals are not actors. No. You don't get paid to act a certain way, so get paid for being yourself. And if people, even when I've done my vlog, remember Mitchell was working with us at the time, and he'd be like, you shouldn't swear, Luke. Yeah, I know. It's like, always a bit touchy, that, isn't it? And we had it out, didn't we? Many an argument. I had to nearly step in once. Step in a couple of times. The clothes come off and the fists were flying. And it's that thing where it's like, I I would rather earn less money, but feel like I can be myself. And when people meet you in real life, I go, oh,
Yeah.
you're just like you are on your vlog series,
Yeah,
or you're like that. I'd
100%.
rather that than trying to be this manufactured boy band and only saying things that I don't piss anyone off. You're just vanilla then.
Yeah, cool, same.
Like, even earlier today, we said 4 E's and 1 P. Energy, energize others, edge, execute, and passion. Like edge, you need to be able to be willing to take a risk or piss a few people off.
Yeah.
Otherwise, you're just the same old trainer, or you're just another membership site waiting to not succeed.
Yeah,
So if you be yourself, and people don't like you, can live with that.
Yeah.
But if you're not yourself and people don't like you or they do like you,
yeah,
then it's like you're not an actor. Yeah. You're not Bradley Cooper, pal.
Nah.
You're not getting.
Jim Carrey said about, I can't remember the quote, but he said about his dad. That's really good. I have to pull it up.
He's always got some good
Carrey,
videos, isn't he? Like,
mate, he's found himself.
Them like motivational.
I love Jim
at colleges in the States.
Yeah.
Good old Jim. Right, cheers, Tom. I'm not going to ask where they can find you because I'm not. They can find you.
Just type in Tim
Cycles. I'm everywhere. You can't find his about us section because
there is no about me,
and it's never gonna be.
I've gone ghost. Is more even my last name?
Yeah. Do you know? Right. Cheers, pal.
No worries.